We are in the beginning stages of a glorious spring. And you know, we think about flowering shrubs in our garden and we always turn to the hydrangea. There is another plant family called Viburnum. And viburnums are a wonderful factor in our gardens. In fact, Michael Durr has quoted in his words that a garden without a viburnum is like life without music. And I concur with that. Today, I'm going to talk with Adam at Bates Nursery, and we're going to go over the attributes of a number of viburnums. So, Adam, thank you for spending this beautiful morning with us.
My pleasure, my pleasure.
Okay, and let's just go ahead and start out with number 10. Right?
All right. So this is Chinese Snowball. This is similar to the Eastern Snowball, which is what most people are familiar with, only it has a much bigger bloom.
Like bigger than a softball.
Yes, yes.
And the foliage is more lustrous.
It is. It's darker green, and it's right.
It's easy to distinguish it, I think, without bloom because of that foliage.
Right.
All right. This one right here looks interesting.
Yes, that is Chicago Lustre.
And I see that Lustre.
Yes, it is a arrowwood viburnum. It gets quite large, probably 10 foot as well. And it will bloom later in the spring. You can see where the blooms have just started to set.
Yeah, I see that.
And then they'll have blue berries in the summer.
That's right.
So,
do the birds like
those?
Berries?
Oh yes, yes.
And they're not toxic to the birds either?
Not to the birds,
no. They're not. Well, I do like that Lustre. Now, is this going to be deciduous?
It is.
Totally
it is,
deciduous.
Yes. As is this one. This is deciduous as well.
This is deciduous. Okay. Well, let's try this one.
Yes. So this is Allegheny viburnum, which is a type of, actually it is a hybrid of the traditional leatherleaf viburnum. And so it is actually more cold hardy than leatherleaf, but if it does get to zero, and it is what I would call semi-evergreen. So if it gets to 0 or below, you can have some leaf loss of this one, but for the most part it is evergreen.
One of the things that in the viburnum family, the fragrance goes from sweetness to really stinky.
Yes.
And I think this is in the latter portion of
it is. Yes. You don't plant this one for the fragrance.
No, you don't. And I do have the other one. I've had those shrubs for at least 30 years. They've been cut down, they've sprouted.
Yes.
And they really
are.
Tough.
They're really tough.
They are. And I don't really have to worry about them in the right place.
Right.
That's always key, isn't it? You know, the viburnum family is like 120 strong, and some cultivars. So let's go and talk about one that most of you are probably really familiar with, Adam.
Yep, this is the European snowball bush. That's what most people think of when they think of viburnum. They think of this shrub right here. Blooms profusely in the spring with ball-shaped blooms there, and some beautiful red fall color in the fall.
Yeah, and you know, another thing that I like about these, they start off green. Nice, round.
Yeah, very similar to like a limelight hydrangea in that respect. Yeah.
And they're very useful for people that like to do floral arrangements. That's one of my favorite things about that. The Eastern, or you said
it's Eastern viburnum. Snowball viburnum. Yeah.
Okay, then let's step into another one.
All right. Now this is a variety called pragense viburnum. It is an evergreen variety, but you can see with the leatherleaf or Allegheny, the leaf is much bigger. This is a smaller, more narrow leaf, so it's a little bit finer texture. Very tough plant, just like the leatherleaf. Grows very fast and gets very big. So 10, 12 feet tall and wide. So.
But now, is it happy to be pruned?
Oh yes, yes. You can shear them or hand prune them, or it's not going to phase them at all.
And what time of the year would you do that?
I would probably do it either really early spring before it flushes out, or early summer.
Yeah, and one of the things I do like about this in our winter landscape, that luster. Really does add something to the landscape for you. And then, does this one berry?
This one, it does bloom, although...
A little insignificant.
Yeah, the bloom is not really why you would plant. This is really more for screening or for evergreen habitat for birds in the winter, that kind of thing.
And so it'll probably go below 0, won't it?
Oh yeah, this will stay evergreen even below 0. So.
Well, that's great. Lately we've been needing this.
Oh yeah.
Okay, one more.
All right, so this is Burkwoodil, or Burkwood Viburnum. So this is one of the ones that's sought after for its fragrance. Very sweet fragrance in the spring. The blooms will come out with pink buds, and then when they open, they'll turn white.
What size are those?
The ball on there, probably about the size of a tennis ball, maybe.
This is the #1 viburnum for me.
Yes, this is Carlesii, or Koreanspice viburnum, the most fragrant viburnum.
Well, I can tell you this is no exaggeration. I don't even know how to put it in feet and yards, but I can be on my back porch, the wind can be coming the right direction, and it has to be the length of a football field.
Yeah.
That I can pick that fragrance up. It's just wonderful. Now, this is deciduous.
It's deciduous, and it actually is fairly slow growing in comparison to the other viburnums we've looked at, and gets about 6 to 8 foot at the biggest. So, you know, kind of different than the other ones.
I have one that's maxed out. It's been there at least 20 years. And
Very nice.
And it's that reliable.
Right.
Also.
Oh yeah.
And then you say there's a new one?
There's a new one called Baby Spice. It's a dwarf version. So it's good for if you have a small garden, if you're in a townhome or a really small yard, and you can still have that nice fragrance.
And you could again adapt it to a container.
Oh, that certainly you could do with that one, yes.
Now this is another little individual right here,
Right.
isn't it?
This is Blue Muffin viburnum. This is a viburnum dentatum, which is arrowwood viburnum, which is in the same species as the Chicago Lustre that we looked at earlier.
All right.
Now, this has brilliant blue berries in the summer. Now, you'll need to have, it's probably good to have a Chicago Lustre in your garden somewhere to pollinate this to get the best berry set.
When you say somewhere, is there a distance?
No, just as long as it's in your yard.
Okay.
So.
Or even your neighbors?
Well, it could be.
Could
be.
Well, I thank you for this glorious conversation.
All right.
And this
Thank
day with Adam at Bates Nursery.
For inspiring garden tours, growing tips, and garden projects, visit our website at volunteergardener.org or on YouTube at the Volunteer Gardener channel, and like us on Facebook.